What a wild day in the markets, but specifically for AMC. Very interesting. We actually closed up 12.4% positive, only down about 1% here in after hours. And this is due to the phenomenon where you see a lot of fear heading into an event like the invasion of Ukraine, and then once it happens, people kind of start to relax a little bit. But what really set this off is that President Joe Biden did very, very little to Russia. It's pretty much confirmed that the whole, you better not invade Ukraine was all talk, no bite, essentially. And the markets, unfortunately, they love that. Definitely a sad day in, the history books for Ukraine, as well as somewhat of an American, because we have failed them and we have not, done what we said we were going to do. But nevertheless, we have some updates on that front. We need to go over exactly what could play out and how the markets could react. But I think we are set for another short-term rally. It's all going to come down to the Fed and what expectations are for the Fed. We got economic data today that was also very good. So let's get into all of this information. If you guys find value out of this video, hit the like button for me. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel for the leprechaun, good old green, good luck over here. So let's get into this. Like I said, AMC was up about 12.4%, down 1% here in after hours. I'm going to go ahead and take those glasses off. And, a really good day. Made a trade on it, made about 50%, got some free options for tomorrow. So that's really cool. We'll have to wait and see what happens, tomorrow, but I think it's going to be a good day. Let's first off go over what Joe Biden did today. He essentially sanctioned more people in the Russian government because he says, they've profited from the Kremlin's actions and, they should take some of that financial responsibility. And he also sanctioned 5 banks, which is not what we wanted to hear. We wanted to hear something much more aggressive, like sanctioning Putin himself. You would think that would be done by now, as well as making them unable to partake in SWIFT. And that's a vast messaging network used by banks and other financial institutions to quickly and accurately and securely send and receive information such as money transfer instructions. More than 11,000 SWIFT members institutions sent over 35 million transactions per day through the network in 2020. And what that is, to break that down in simple terms, is essentially the way that banks send money to each other, or even the way that you can send money via something like a wire transfer. It would really be shutting Russia off to the outside world. And we did not see that. So markets, they were very, very happy. And that is likely to continue. You also do see that Russia earlier, they said that they are willing to come to the negotiating table for a surrender from Ukraine, as long as they can become a demilitarized zone, essentially not have a military. That looks like it is out of the questions, as Ukraine is forcing all males from the age of 18 to 60 to stay in Ukraine and fight. But just like we had predicted here on this channel, Ukraine is not going down without a fight, and it looks like they're not going to surrender. Like I said, if they were to surrender, that would be a big catalyst for the markets, as the violence would stop, as the fears of World War III coming to fruition would inevitably come to a ceasing halt. You are seeing Ukraine that is actually firing back and making some progress. Ukrainian troops in full control of the Hostomel airport. Russian airborne force is eliminated, and they have passed out 10,000 automatic rifles to their citizens. And I think that, just goes to show that you guys, if you're not involved in this conflict, which you are probably not if you're watching this video, that's probably the least of your concerns, what AMC would be doing. You should feel blessed that you're not in that situation where you're forced to stay and give your life, because that's ultimately what it is without a, surrendering. And it says right here, the head of Russian tactical unit that surrendered to Ukraine with his men said, "We didn't want to kill anyone." And that is this guy right here. So pretty interesting right there. If they, for whatever reason, do surrender, I would expect you see a 2 to 3% positive day across the board, but that's simply not going to happen. I don't personally think. Yet again, I was wrong. I didn't think Russia was actually going to invade Ukraine. So crazy shit is happening these days, and hopefully the situation does de-escalate. We've not seen, the United States government really do anything about it. It's been all talk, no bite. So that's the situation as far as that. If this does continue to go on, like I do think it will, if we get to the Polish borders, well, Russia does, and then you start to see a lot more fears coming about that maybe they'll miscalculate a missile or something and attack NATO and bring us into it, that's where the situation would definitely cause a lot more fear in the markets. We have not seen nothing compared to what would happen if Russia attacked NATO and we had to go to war. That would just be all bad. So that's my take on that, but it's going to take a while before they actually take the city of Kyiv itself. As far as the data that you guys need to know around AMC, you could see that the option order flow sentiment, let's go ahead and refresh this page, is about 16% positive for the day, which is very interesting considering we were up 12%. If institutions start to buy more options maybe tomorrow, or for that expiration tomorrow or the next coming weeks, that could definitely send us up much higher. As you guys do know, possibility for a gamma squeeze is certainly on the table for tomorrow, and we will talk about that in just 1 second. As far as the short interest, 21.08%, current shares that are sold short of 108.19 million, cost to borrow max of 1.47%, and still a 100% share utilization, days to cover at 2.34. So also looking good in that aspect. And why I say there could be a possible gamma squeeze tomorrow, that is simply because of the ratio of calls that are in the money compared to out of the money is very, very high. You guys can see about 18,000 calls that are in the money, 129,000 calls that are out of the money. So if you see 20, 30, 40, 50,000 calls go into the money tomorrow, then you could definitely see a lot of hedging that has to be done by the market makers. Same thing on the put side. We do have about 15,000 puts that are in the money, 55,000 puts that are out of the money. That would be about 1.5 million shares that would have to be bought by the market makers if the price of AMC does continue to go up. I wouldn't hold my hat on it. I made some trades free, so if we do see a rally tomorrow, those could do very well, but nevertheless, it is a possibility and you should know about it. Max pain for tomorrow is $17.50 per share as well, and that's pretty much where we are sitting at right now. So all in all, I think it's a great sign that we were up 12% today, considering the markets were down like 2.5% when we opened for the day. We also got all of that economic data that I was talking about over the past day or so this morning, and it was good. Jobless claims total 232,000, slightly less than expected, and Q4 GDP revised up to 7%. It says continuing claims hit their lowest level in 52 years. That is pretty much a record in and of itself, and that is very good, as well as GDP growth for 2021 as well. We closed out a year with the strongest growth since 1984. So a lot of those growth concerns dying down just a little bit today, and that is definitely a great thing. But we are going to go to the Fed rate monitor tool to see, and you guys can see this, a direct correlation with the move that we did see today to the upside in the markets. About 89% of market participants are only expecting a 0.25% rate hike. Only 10% are still expecting a 0.5% rate hike. So, when you see this bottom line going up, when you see that 0.25% odds getting higher, you do tend to see the markets rally, and vice versa. When the 0.5% rate hike goes higher on any given day, you do tend to see the markets going down, and they do have sometimes a bit of a lag. It's not like once the expectations change around just a little bit, you see the markets react. So this is actually a really good tool to use to pay attention to throughout any given day, so you can kind of get a feel of what might happen throughout the rest of the trading day. And you guys should watch this for yourself. Investing.com/Fed rate monitor tool. As far as the technical analysis for AMC stock, just looking beautiful at the current moment. We obviously seen that big rally, that drawback down to about 15, found support right there, came up above this critical level at $16.23, but we did not close above 17.75, and that was the level that I wanted to see. But we're at that very important level as well, that if we do see even a small green day tomorrow, we're going to break above that level and come back up above this support level. And if we close above 17.75, next week is looking really, really good. But as we do know, over the weekends, you can have a lot of new developments. So always keep that in mind with your guys' trades that you have on. As far as the MACD, it is still slightly bullish, but it is right there at the critical level. If you're going to see it go bearish, it's going to happen in the next trading day. If you're going to see it, go more positive, more bullish, that's also going to happen tomorrow as well. So that is looking good. Volume for the day was 53, almost 54 million. It does not look like shorts covered. It looks like you did see a lot of trading and a lot of option activity as well. For the Bollinger Bands, we did close above that, so that is looking good. That 20-day simple moving average is at about $16.97 per share, so that is a good sign, and that would lead me to believe we are going to see another green day tomorrow, but don't quote me on that. Anything can certainly happen. So that is going to be all for this video. Hit the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, as well as comment down below. Check out the pinned comment down below if you guys want to come follow what we're doing in the trading community. But most importantly, that is never financial advice. You can come ask questions, learn the strategy, learn how to trade, and actually make money in your trading strategies. So thank you guys for watching. Get your free stock down below in the description as well with Webull, Moomoo, and Public. I will see you guys in the next one.